Okay, here we have my latest pedal, which I've named the Menace for obvious reasons, because it's in Dennis the Menace colours, based on my personal choice of jumper that I like to wear. This is a 741 op-amp based overdrive pedal. You can see that it has a 741 there. It's got a few electrolytic capacitors. It's got 3 diodes that are here. Just tilt that up a bit. You can see there's 3 signal diodes in there, and a few resistors and a few other capacitors. Now, this cost me not a lot to build. All the bits I had lying around in stock. If you were to buy the bits themselves, you're probably looking at no more than a tenner to build the whole thing, plus the case. I've got all the other bits wired in. I've got the foot switch, the DC connector, I've got a battery terminal there, and the jacks that you need to wire it up. So what I'm going to do now is I've got a case here, bog standard tin box that I've roughly marked out in pencil. I'm going to drill the case, make sure everything fits. I'll then paint the case, and then I'll give you a little demo of what this pedal sounds. One tool that I found very handy for when I'm making pedals has been one of these, a set of digital calipers, and I wanted to work out where I was going to drill the holes. So I measured it out with the calipers. I could see it was 3 centimeters apart, and so I used that for drilling, for spacing out where I'm going to drill the holes. But also I find these really handy just because I just want to measure, you know, the diameter of the pots. So I'm saying 6.75, so a 7mm hole will do for the pots here. And it's just a really easy way of measuring things, drill the holes, because the thing you don't want to do is to make the holes too big. So I really do recommend getting a set of these calipers. I don't know how much these cost, because they were actually a Christmas present from my mother, but I think probably 15 or 20 pounds will get you a pair. So let's have a listen, switch it on. It has a very bright LED. You could probably see that on an outdoor gig when the sun's out. I should have put a resistor in to make it a bit darker, because I don't really like bright LEDs on pedals. In fact, some of my pedals on the board have the LEDs covered over with either tape or a bit of lighting gel or something, just to make them a bit darker. So I might stick a resistor in and make it a bit darker. But that's the pedal. 2 controls. You've got the drive control and you've got the main volume control. I didn't have the right value potentiometer for the drive control, so it does a lot of the drive towards the end of its travel, but it does the job. So we've got it turned right down with a bit of crunch, so this is it on sort of minimum drive level. Again, I'm playing the Gretsch. It's not the biggest output of a guitar, and you may notice on my Gretsch I have a new scratch plate. This was made by a guy in America, because the one that came with the guitar was this horrible sort of black plastic thing, and it is just bleh. And I just wanted something that looked more like my Gretsch Tennessean, which is obviously my main Gretsch guitar of the 2. So I got that plate made, and I think it looks the business, and along with all the metal hardware, this kind of looks and feels now like a more vintage instrument. Anyway, bit of overdrive for you. So that's with no drive at all. I was going to whack the drive. Now there's no tone control on this pedal, it is purely an overdrive. And for me, I don't really think it kind of needs it, because I think it, you know, if you turn the effect off, You know, it doesn't really alter the actual tone that much. It's purely the crunch level. So if we're going to whack it up full welly now, I'll just turn the master volume down a little bit, and you've got a... So yeah, I think, you know, I've made a lot of these little pedals now, these overdrive pedals, and to me this one has the least amount of components in it. It's literally got one op amp, it's got 5 capacitors, I think 6 resistors and 3 diodes, and that's it, nothing else, and 2 potentiometers. And you could build one of these, the cost of the parts is nothing. The box and the switch are the most expensive parts of the build. Cheap to make, cheap to build, what's there not to love? Hope you've enjoyed this little demo. If you have, please like and subscribe, click the little bell icon so you can be notified of the next videos I put up. And who knows what I'm going to do next. I've got all sorts of ideas for other stuff, not necessarily pedals, records, bits of audio equipment and so on. So yeah, please like and subscribe, and I'll see you soon. Cheers.